Yo, what's up, gamers? Welcome back to the studio. We're back. We're back once again on a Wednesday. Can you believe it? We are on a schedule, guys. We're on a schedule. This is like, I think we're going on 3 weeks now, where I've done 2 streams, Wednesday and Friday. So, I think that's pretty impressive. I think that's cause for celebration. Speaking of cause for celebration, we're joined by Arl. Arl.
Oh, that was the cause for celebration?
That was the, well, there's another one.
Okay, yeah, I thought
but go
I
ahead.
thought it was going to be another one. But I'm glad we're celebrating me. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
We're celebrating, Arl. There's a lot to celebrate here.
We are celebrating.
You do be streaming, though. What's up, Mel? We got Mel, we got TJ, we got all the pals here. This is, wow. Wow, thanks for tuning in, guys.
It's a cause for
And we got Steve. Oh my gosh. Check this out. AFR Steve in the chat, everybody. What's up, Steve? How's it going? Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, like I said, this is a very celebratory day. Not only are we live, and not only do we have Arl here, but we also have, as I turn this music down a little bit, gosh, I should have done that a second ago, but we also have 50 freaking followers, guys. How exciting is that? You know what that means? I think that means it's affiliate time. We are about to hit affiliate.
Oh, yeah.
I do come to you with a grievance in my heart today. I did check my Twitch profile earlier this morning after hitting, if you'll scroll down on your screen just a little bit from this video, you'll see that it says, on my channel, I have 50 followers. 51 followers now. Wow. Shout out to whoever just followed me. However, on my screen, on my creator dashboard, it says I have 44 followers, which I think that's the important number. That's the number that Twitch is keeping track of. And so I don't know how these are two different numbers. I don't know if it's like going to update, like if it hasn't updated yet, or what the deal is. Hopefully that's the case, and we'll be at that 50 in the next few days or so. But yeah, I don't know what to say. That's true. Well, no, but then people are gonna flame me. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he's just follower farming. He's just okay." So, sorry, I'm trying to read chat here as we're going. Chat is popping off. Thanks for. I got 23 hours to back deep regrets. The campaign exploded after you showed it off. Must be the spicy effect. Yeah, I think that's the only conclusion to be drawn here, Steve. I agree. That's got to be what's going on. In fact, why don't we just hop into this? Because we are, I do see deep regrets on our crowdfunding countdown, as we do at the top of every stream now. I like this bit a lot. I like this BGG. Start the stream off with the BGG page. I like that a lot. What are your thoughts on this, Arl?
I love it. I can't believe we're not clicking the game that's appearing on the hotness list that's called Rock Hard 1977 right now, but I guess we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we will definitely get to that. There's a few games on this list, Arl, that I think we're going to have some fun with today, particularly if we scroll over, well, not on this one, a couple to the right on the crowdfunding countdown. There's a game that I think falls into this category of similar maybe to some of our previous qualms with this crowdfunding countdown list. So that's a little bit of a teaser for later on in the stream. Anybody looking at this stream, I think you could probably pick up what I'm talking about here. Anyways, yeah, I think Deep Regrets does probably owe us some money. This is obviously, the source of their success is the Studio Spicy stream. I know all of our viewers went and backed it. I know I backed it like 5 times after looking it on stream. So, yeah, definitely, we're gonna have to have a little talk with them. Yeah. Okay. So before we jump into this, real quick, plan for today. We're playing Spellstones today, guys. Playing a new game called Spellstones. Well, it's not a new game. I don't know if it's even really worth explaining what Spellstones is right now. Maybe we should just hop into BGG. In fact, yeah, let's just do that. We're already here. But we do have some content planned. It's not Mythmash 2. I'm not hitting you with the three-peat of Mythmash 2 playtesting.
Spellstones is what in the literature world, I don't know if this translates, but
Okay.
Spellstones would be what you refer to as old wine in new bottles.
Oh, okay. I think that's a pretty clear-cut analogy. I think it applies. I would say that it applies. That being said, let's look at some games. Yeah, Deep Regrets, 23 hours to back. Do we want to do this hotness list? Do we want to look at anything here? I see some new names. Arx has been dethroned.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It was number one for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even longer. I think as long as we've been doing this, Arx has been number one on the list. So
Arx said that they were like building a thematic campaign mode, and my guess is that when that comes out, when they're like, I don't know if it's like a print and play update or it's like an expansion to it, but my guess is that when the big new version of Arx come out, it'll remain at number one again. But for now,
yeah, well, they've clearly got a good thing going. I guess by Board Game Geek's metrics, though, not as good as Everdell Duo. So let's have a look at that. I mean, I think we all know what Everdell is. I've heard of Everdell. I guess I'm not super clear on exactly what it is, but I assume this is like a 2-player version of it now. This must have like just gotten announced because there's not a lot of photos and there's not really any reviews.
We are leading up to this is basically like the Gen Con pre-show, you know what I mean? So I bet a bunch of companies are going to be releasing things this week. I can't imagine what the hotness list will look like 2 weeks from now when you get back to Gen Con.
It's going to be nuts. That is going to be fun. I need to plan out like some Gen Con content. I need to have some stuff planned for while I'm there. How crazy would it be to do like a live stream on the Gen Con floor?
I don't think it'd be too crazy.
You don't think that'd be crazy? I think that'd be pretty crazy.
I see people live stream from conventions all the time.
I think it's a totally new, innovative idea that nobody else has done before. I'd be pioneering the streaming space, streaming from Gen Con. So I will have to look into that. But if not, you can look out for a lot of Instagram stuff, I'm sure. But that does mean that I probably won't be streaming much that week. So anyways, we'll talk about that. And actually, let's talk about stream schedule real quick, because we do have a bit of a weird one this week. So I'm not going to be here Friday. I've got a playtest thing scheduled. So I will not be here for virtual playtesting. I'll be doing in-person playtesting with some game design buddies. So Friday is off the table. I think I'm going to try to do something tomorrow to make up for that. Now, the twist is that I do a different stream on Thursdays, a stream for play games. So we've got some stuff planned for tomorrow evening already, but I think maybe during the day I'm going to try to get something to do. I don't know. We'll see. That's the plan. And then the week after that is Gen Con week. So I'm flying out on Thursday, early Thursday morning. So at the very least, we'll get a Wednesday stream in. Maybe we will try to do something on Monday or Tuesday as well. I say we. I really mean me. Arl, I know those aren't great days for you, but we can talk off stream and see if there's something.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's the stream schedule updates. Let's get into board games. So we looked at Everdell Duo. Not a lot to look at there. It's not a campaign. I think usually mostly just stay on the crowdfunding countdown. This seems to be where the all the excitement is, you know. But I am a little interested in this Daybreak, and I guess I'm interested in Rock Hard too. We should probably look at Rock Hard. Oh, TJ, are you going to be at? I assume you're going to be at Gen Con. You seem very excited about Gen Con. I'm sure I'll see you there. That'll be fun. If anybody else in the chat is going to Gen Con, shout out. Let's connect. Let's figure something out. I'll be there. I'd love to sit down and play some games. But for now, let's look at Daybreak. So before we even look at this page, I like the little blurb here. Cooperatively decarbonize the planet and create resilient societies. So right
Okay.
off the
I like the
bat,
art and I like the description.
I like the description. Yeah, this is very cool. I feel like a lot of games try to do this style of like the word that pops into my head is low poly. I know that's not the art term for this, but you know what I mean. It's like simplistic shapes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in like a art history context, this would be like oh gosh, I should know the word for this. Oh,
Art Deco. That's
Art
what you do.
Deco. Yes, thank you, Arl. Thank you so much.
Oh, TJ, but
Thank you so much. But yeah, I feel like a lot of board games try to do this and don't often do it very well. It just ends up looking like, a cheaper version, a cheaper way to
yeah.
do board game art. But this okay, well, this looks very nice. There's some stark contrast going on here. This cover looks awesome. This is clearly just like a playtest version of whatever's going on here. I would love to see like some components maybe in the same style, but I'm not seeing that. So I'm actually a little confused as to what's going on here.
Yeah. They had me in the first half.
They did this. I mean, for context, this is number 3 on the hotness list of Board Game Geek right now.
Everything that I see so far looks like it could be like on the wall of a teacher's classroom as like a learning milestone to be reached.
Okay? I have a huge problem with Board Game Geek's images system right now because what we were just looking at is not these photos. Like these are clearly finished game components. You see this? Like this is what what I'm talking about. This is a nice looking. Oh yeah, Mel wants to see the. Yeah, we'll scroll back real quick. Okay, there it is. Oh, that's funny. Is this a different language cover? Because I feel like that title works in English too.
Emotion. Die Zunkoff liegt in your hand.
Oh, I need to share screens with you, Arl. I just realized that you're having to watch stream to.
Yeah.
Let me hold the phones real quick, folks, while I phone into Arl's screen. Share my screen.
Mel, do you think it's AI or do you not think it's AI?
Yeah, I can't tell. Is it sarcasm, Mel? I wonder if it was ripped.
Like if it has abs?
If it's yoked out of its mind.
It's not AI based on pics. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Gosh, I'm getting lost in our tabs here. We got 2 different tabs open with images of this game. Do you see what I'm saying, though? Like, so this is the first image, and then ostensibly this should be the second image. But if you go to the page, am I just fundamentally misunderstanding how these images work on here? Because this is not the same second image.
No, not at all.
So what is going on? Somebody explain how Board Game Geek images work. I don't get it. This is a horrible system. Because if I clicked on that first image and now I'm scrolling through this, I'm thinking, oh, this is just somebody's playtest thing. I don't care about this.
So a weirdly common thing, Mel, to talk about changing the name and assets is that oftentimes a game that will start off and release in Europe or vice versa in America will get a different publisher for the European or the American version. Like I was asking for a copy of the game that's right there, Sky Team, that just won the Spiel des Jahres for best game, because I knew that when it was published in Europe, it was published by Thames and Cosmos, and I just learned that it's not published in America by Thames and Cosmos, so she can't get me a copy of it.
I'm always so fascinated to hear her talk about the relationship between Thames and Cosmos of America and Thames and Cosmos of Europe. It seems like a very what's the word I would use to describe it? Not tumultuous, but there's not as much cooperation there as you might think there would be.
Yeah.
Sky Team though, that's a great game. I've not played it. I've watched it played. Seems cool. Won the Spiel des Jahres, so don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Yeah, I'm confused about Daybreak. I just don't really know what to look at it. What is even real anymore? I just don't even know. There's reviews, I guess. It looks cool. I think the theme is probably carrying it. Maybe the gameplay is good too, but I think the theme is so good that people are probably buying it just based off that. Which is how things tend to go. But yeah, I don't know. Looks good. Looks good. I like it. I think that's enough Daybreak for my appetite, at least. Let's take a quick look at Rock Hard 1977, just to see if Randy Ropes is making a cameo.
Oh yeah, I'm rock hard and ready to go.
I'm sure that's the tagline that they're rolling with for this game.
I mean, okay, here's what I want to say about the game before we look at anything.
Okay.
The game is called Rock Hard 1977, and the cover is predominantly
yeah, there's a lot of butt on this cover.
So situationally, what I always say is that this is like a published game. It's gone through like teams of publishers that have looked at it, developers, playtesters. You can't look at this and say anything else but they knew.
They had to know. They obviously knew, and they took a calculated risk on this being enough, safe enough for work, but also contentious enough, that people like us are going to talk about this and be like, it's a butt cover, guys. It's just a butt cover. Look at the butt. And
yeah,
I think it's paying off for them. They are number 3 on the hotness list, so I think it was a risk well taken.
The only thing that would have made it better, which I can't confirm or deny is true, is that if they gave the cover that sort of like embossed art, so it like is concave a little bit or convex a little bit, that would have made it a perfect game.
Yeah, now that's graphic design. That is some graphic design is my passion type moment. I like that idea a lot. If they don't do that, I think you should probably hit them up, because that's just too good of an idea. Okay.
Wait,
what?
Sorry, I'm on the second paragraph. I went a little... I just think it's a crazy sentence. Designed by Jackie Fox, member of the 1970s rock band The Runaway, 4-time Jeopardy champion, and designer of narrative adventure trilogy The Adventures of the Chubby Slugs. That's a lot to take in at once.
That's quite the resume. Jackie Fox, very accomplished individual.
I'm kind of jealous of Jackie Fox.
Yeah. Well, they're probably old, so don't be too jealous. They got a lot of years on you. You could still accomplish all this in your lifetime role.
4 times at Jeopardy is a lot of times, though.
Yeah, do they even still do Jeopardy? Is it still on?
Yes. You know we should look at? You know who's publishing a game is Ken Jennings.
Who's Ken Jennings?
He's coming out with a board game. Oh my god, he's the highest winning Jeopardy contestant of all time. He also hosts Jeopardy right now.
Oh, okay. If you want to find an article on that and link it to me, I'll take a look at it.
Right, let me see if I can find it. All right, let's go through Rock
Yeah,
Hard.
and then you want to go through this? Okay, let's.
Well, I want to see. I want to know a little bit. I want to see some of the art. Is it all art like this?
So, not to keep beating this point home, guys, but there's 4 images here. This says 12 images. That's not 12. That's not 12 different images. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm over this bit. I'm over being upset about this, but it's the wrong number of images, and these are different images than what's on the. I'm just so frustrated by this. This is sick art, though. I do like the art a lot. I think anytime that a board game takes some risks in the artwork and doesn't just look like that classic Euro board game art style, you know what I'm talking about? I'm always a fan of that. So, oh, this is cool. Is this actual money that comes in the game? And it's got like, it's been like dirtied up. That's super
That's
cool,
kind of cool.
actually.
I kind of love that. Yeah.
I think I like the box without the title on it even more, actually. I think you don't even need a title. This can just be an untitled butt
Just
game.
that. Yeah.
Guitar picks. I mean, yeah, obviously this game is just oozing theme. It's very cool. Kind of like the Daybreak game. I kind of don't even care what the gameplay is here. This just feels like a cool thing to own and take out of the box and set up on the table. So
Yeah.
even if the game is awful, it's probably a good game. I don't know anything about it, but it's probably fine at least if it's number 3 on the hotness. But I kind of don't even care. This is just like very cool. They're doing the acrylic standees, Arl, like we talked about last time. This is the future, guys. This is the future
real.
minis. Minis are out. Okay, no more minis. It's all about the acrylic standees. Just keep that in mind going forward. I'm calling it now. It's a big trend. Big trend in board games. Okay, let's get on to the crowdfunding countdown, because this is always more... These are always good games. This is where things get a little more interesting, I guess. I don't know if like a nice way to say that like these games aren't always as good as these games, but it is kind of fun when you click on a game and you don't have the automatic assumption that it's just going to be good. So that's why I like crowdfunding countdown. However, number 1 on the list is Luthier, which was on the hotness list. It might even still be. Yeah, there it is. Number 9 on the hotness list. Anytime that these two lists overlap, I feel like that's going to be a good time. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff in this game. Look at all this stuff, guys. You're kidding.
Is that Luthier?
This is Luthier, yeah.
Is this like a band, like an orchestra game? What is this game?
You're building and repairing instruments, I think, for symphony members.
I think the board is pretty.
It's very pretty. It's not very... For me, personally, I would be intimidated by this setup. This does not look like something that I would be super excited to bust out and play. This is set up on a table, and I'm walking past the table, and somebody says, "Hey, come over here. Come play this game with me." I think I'm saying, I think I got a better way to spend 3 hours than sit down and learn this. But I get that this is some people's jam. That's a little music joke for anybody paying attention.
This game does look heavy. That's what TG was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's well designed. I'm sure it's, very thinky and chunky and all of the adjectives that Eurogamers like to apply to their favorite games, but it's not for me. Let's have a look at the project. We won't spend too much time on this. They have a video. We love watching a good video. Let's watch a video. $500,000, by the way.
To our virtuoso patron, Antonio Vivaldi. Our luthier's workshop has been busy with my family working hard on your instrument commission, with each member contributing their special skill to the task at hand. Lately, it has been more difficult to complete these masterworks, as the Amati, Guadagnini, and Guameri families continue to prove worthy opponents in both skill and speed in their attempts to accomplish tasks in the region.
This is okay. I have let's see if you agree with this statement. I feel like this video is trying to combine theme and mechanics too hard. I feel like they're talking about this through like a historical I take it this is supposed to be like a historical game. Like these are real. This is based on like a real time in history when there were like these families that were famous for repairing instruments and so on. And
I think they're making instruments.
Okay, yeah, maybe they're making instruments, sure. I feel like they should do like a upfront, here's the theme of the game. Now here's the mechanics of the game. That when they're talking to me about like this family is good at this and this family, it's like you know what I'm trying to say here? I don't know how to articulate it super well, but it's making it tough to understand why I'm supposed to be interested in this.
The opponents in both skill and speed in their attempts to accomplish tasks in the.
I think so. Each of the families are just representative of different players that you can have, and my guess is that each player has different skills for their house of instrument makers, and it's sort of a competition to see who's making and selling more fine instruments. Yeah,
I would believe that. That sounds right to me.
Latest plans for a new viola design at the guild. In our workshop last week, my youngest son, Omobono, with the help of an apprentice, was inspired to start one of your exquisite violins on our roughing bench. Afterwards, I sent the apprentice home and went to the market, sourcing the finest maple wood and catgut.
There's so many things happening.
Yeah.
And just yesterday.
What is the context for this, by the way? Is this supposed to be like some artisan talking? Is he writing a letter? He's speaking in third person in a way that's like not. I don't get what's going on here. I don't get what's going on in this trailer.
Caterina performed a majestic Baroque piece that I think will please you. Her performance allowed us to earn additional funds and prestige, resulting in her work being in the orchestra's next concert. I personally spent the most of last night hunched feverishly over my finishing bench, finalizing the scroll, bridge, and strings of this cello masterpiece for you, my most special.
Oh, look at the scoreboard!
Making this worthy of the first chair in your
Oh my gosh.
I hope that this solidifies your lifelong patronage to our family. Yours forever and always, Antonio Stradivari.
Following the success of Distilled, Paverson Games is thrilled to return with their latest.
Oh, that's so much, guys. This is too
Oh,
much.
it's still going.
This is
It's
too
still
much.
going. It's still
This is
going.
too much. This is too much.
Quality, featuring art by Vincent
That's.
Dutrey.
I'm sorry. That's way too much stuff. Can we go back for a second? It just keeps going.
Whoa.
That's just too much.
Standing production quality, featuring art by Vincent Dutrey. Please support us on Kickstarter.
I do like the art. I am appreciative of the art.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game.
They paid a very skilled artist a lot of money to thematically create all these art pieces for the game, and despite the fact that there are so many components to the game, they, actually succeeded in making everything thematic and look like it fits together, which is a really impressive task.
That's an excellent point, Arl. That is very impressive. A lot of games that do this, when there's like so many components, they'll kind of get carried away on the art with like some of the components and then not be able to apply it to the rest of them. And so, yeah, it is pretty rare to see this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn because obviously it is very impressive. But it's just like, oh my gosh, it's just too much stuff. For me, it's just too much stuff. Okay, so it's $99. No, $69 for the standard version. $99 for the deluxe version.
How do you feel about... I've never asked you this question, and I genuinely am curious of your answer. How do you feel about games that, like, now it's in the pre-production phase? It's already coming out with expansions to it as extra money.
I think it's silly.
Okay.
I think it's a silly way to do games. I get why it's there, but it's like kind of it feels like they're kind of trying to play the meta a little bit. It's just what you do when you're on Kickstarter these days. It's like you have to have stretch goals. The stretch goals Like, what are the stretch goals going to be besides just like more stuff for the game? And if you're going to have all this stuff, extra stuff for the game that you have to make because you have to have Kickstarter stretch goals, then you like might as well package it as an expansion anyways and like offer that separately so you can sell more copies of it that way, you know?
Yeah. I see so many posts on board game subreddits that are like, do I not understand this game? And then people are like, well, the game really only starts to kick off and get good once you buy the expansion for it.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
stupid.
like, what? What are you talking about?
That's like that's bad, I think. That's a bad way to do things.
This is an issue in the video game industry. I don't need it creeping into the board game industry. Like, it's bad enough that we're being sold digitally incomplete content. I don't need to be sold physically incomplete content.
Wow, you're spinning right now, dude. Go off.
Steve says, which I think is really important to read. Wow, that looks like someone played Pillars of the Earth and said, how can we make it 10 times more fiddly?
Wow, Steve, hopping in on the musical instruments jokes with me. That's very funny.
Great double entendre from Steve.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Obviously it's doing well. It's a beautiful game. I know there are people out there that are going to be super excited to play this, but kind of seems like none of them are in my chat right now. So do with that what you will, I guess.
I did try to find that board game by the person that wins Jeopardy a bunch, and he's the host of Jeopardy right now, and they announced it, and it's only on Kickstarter as like a coming soon project.
Okay.
It is not out yet to view, which is a thing I didn't even know you could do on Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a pre Kickstarter hype thing where you don't get to see any details about it.
Dude, Kickstarter is so insane. Kickstarter has gone off the deep end these days. It's crazy. It's all hype. It's all a hype machine.
Oh, there is a game I do want to talk to you about, though. One of our very first conversations we had. Well, are we done with
Yeah, we're done with Luthier.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for tuning in, dude. Good to see you here. Yeah, we're just going through Kickstarter stuff right now. So we're gonna be getting to some other stuff shortly, but
a couple of weeks ago we had a discussion where we had talked about the ineffectiveness of translating back to video games over to board games.
Yep.
And I got a huge notification in all my websites that I get my news from about things that another famous video game, this time indie darling, Wilmot's Warehouse, which is a video game where you are given a warehouse delivery of boxes with different shapes on them, and you are given 2 minutes to sort all the boxes as quickly as you can. It's basically like a very frantic warehouse box sorting game. Is getting a board game this year. I was not expecting this at all. I consider Wilmot's Warehouse to be like a pretty big indie game, but not a famous indie game, if that makes sense. Like, it's not Stardew Valley. You know what I mean? It's not a game that it's not Hades. It's not a game that everybody knows.
Was Hades an indie game at one point?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Devolver Digital, isn't it?
No, it's by Super Giant Games.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. They weren't very.
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider Devolver an indie game studio anymore. I see your point, but yeah, Wilmot's Warehouse was just made by one guy. It's a very small game, and I DM'd you the link for it on.
Okay.
Discord.
Do you want to look at it?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's look at it.
I just love to know how things are translating over into a board game. I think the fun of it lies in the frantic video game nature of it.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. Let's. Is this being funded currently, or what's the status here? Is it on Kickstarter?
I pre-order.
You can pre-order. It looks like
you can pre-order it on the game maker's website.
Okay. See, all right. Now that
it's the company. It's being created by the company that made Monikers and Wavelength.
Now this is how you do a game release, guys. None of this Kickstarter crap. Okay, it's just you build If you're confident in the game design, you order the game, assuming you have the funds. If you don't have the funds to place the order for the game, Kickstarter makes sense, obviously, in that situation. That's the correct way to do that. That's what Kickstarter should be for. Okay, but if you're a big company and you have the funds to just order copies of this game, you should just order them and put it on your website and sell it and have like a pre-order available for it. You don't need to be on Kickstarter. That's what I'm saying. Kickstarter these days, it seems like exists solely as like a hype machine. I don't know. They're obviously making a killing. This is great for Kickstarter because I'm pretty sure they get like a 10% cut, I want to say, of everything that...
I think it's more than 10%.
You think it's more than 10%? I think it scales actually, which is also kind of messed up. Depending on how big of a company you're running and like how big of a project you're planning. I think like the smaller guys, they take an even bigger cut than they do from like the bigger studios.
No, you're right. You had the right number. So, Kickstarter.
Hey James, how's it going?
Kickstarter takes 5% of total funds raised, and then it will take 3% of all payment processing fees plus an extra 20 cents per pledge.
Yeah. That's insane. That's insane. They're doing nothing. They just host it. They just host the thing, and they've got a corner on this like board game hype train pipeline. And it's just like how you have to promote your board game these days. And then you have other companies like GameFound popping up because they're like they're seeing what Kickstarter's doing and they're like, oh, well, I want to get in on that. With no interest in like actually, I don't know. I shouldn't speak on GameFound's behalf. I don't know what their like mission statement is, but from an outside perspective, it just seems like Kickstarter is already kind of a useless and maybe even predatory tool anyways, and then to see another one pop up, you just kind of have to assume that like they're just in it to make some money. But I don't know. Anyways, I like what this studio is doing here. This is the way that I would in fact, this is the way that I am launching my game later this year. There's no Kickstarter. I've ordered the games, they will arrive, and then I will sell them, and that's it. If you want it, you can buy it. Oh wait! Speaking of buying things, check this out.
I know. Also, I love that guy. It almost hurts me to ban Bully Maguire 99.
That is a great name. Yeah.
I almost really just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well,
how can I say no to a Sam Raimi Spider-Man reference?
It is tough. But...
All right, Bully Maguire, you forced my hand. You made me the villain of the story. All right, you are out of here. There we go.
Wilmot's Warehouse. Yeah, I like this. Is this like Wait, okay, hold on. Now Mel's saying that there are hot singles in my area, which I actually hadn't considered that. Does anybody else have any interesting propositions that they want to throw out in the chat right now? Because
what's the weather in Colorado right now? I reckon there might be a lot of hot singles in your area.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point, actually. What is the weather? It's 90 degrees, so
yeah,
right on the money. The jokes write themselves, folks. This looks cool.
Here's the interesting thing about Wilmot's Warehouse, right? Which goes off of your thing with just publishing a game yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've had 2 huge hits back to back, right? So they made Monikers, which was like a
oh my god, they're doing Daybreak too.
Oh wait. Oh, so are they on Kickstarter or was that not a Kickstarter?
No, the Daybreak was just on the hotness list.
Well, they also made Wavelength, which is all over TikTok right now.
Interesting.
That's that game. Have you seen the TikToks where
I've played Wavelength?
Oh, you've played Wavelength, yeah. Yeah, Wavelength is making moves, and Monikers was making moves when it came out like 10 years ago.
Wavelengths. The thing that's most interesting to me about Wavelength, I actually didn't know about the TikTok stuff. Maybe that's the most interesting thing to me, actually. But up until now, the most interesting thing to me is that they have a mobile app that I assume is just the full version of the game, and it's free to download and play.
Oh.
Which I think is I was so I'd seen stuff for Wavelengths before, like on Board Game Geek and stuff, and I'd known about it as a board game. And then one of these days I was like at a brewery with a friend, or a group of friends, and one of them was like, "Oh, I have this fun app that we should all try out. Just go download on your phone. It's called Wavelength." And I was like, "Why does that sound familiar?" And then I downloaded it and I saw the cover and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's literally this board game." But it's a free app and you can play the game. And so I feel like that is interesting in that it kind of speaks to like, why do people buy board games these days in the first place? And I think they're kind of wagering that it's not so much for the actual game itself and more to own like a physical thing, you know?
Yeah, Steve is saying that they've played Spots and they said it's a fun dice game. I've never heard of it, but I think what we're getting out of this is that CMYK seems to have a really good track record with, either developing games and publishing games or just publishing games. And it actually leaves me curious if this could be a first time where Wilmot's Warehouse, a board game based on a video game, could become bigger than the video game it's based off of.
Wow. Perhaps so.
That would be so interesting.
That would be very interesting, yes.
The more you scroll down on CMYK's website, the happier you get, the happier you become that they changed their art style completely for their newer games.
Yeah, there's like a very clear
it's like
there's a clear
this is the basement where we keep our old board games and we never show them. Because I'm like, oh, Monikers is very pretty and Wavelength is beautiful and I don't know what the fuzzies are, but I'm having fun with that. And then it's like, oh, would you like to see Quacks of Quedlinburg? And it's like, no thanks, I'm okay.
I think this is actually supposed to be a very good game. I haven't played it myself, but I see stuff for it all the time.
Spiel des Jahres in 2018. Look at it.
They won the Spiel des Jahres and then they immediately said, okay, no more of that. We're doing games that look like this now. Bold move. I respect it a lot.
You know what I say about games that look like that, though? And
what?
This is maybe a contentious opinion to have.
Games that look like this?
No, the other one. Games that look like Moniker
Monikers?
and Wavelength and things.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, these are like Target games.
Yes.
Like they're games meant to be put on a shelf
Designed
on Target.
to go on the Target shelf.
And they're also meant to look good on your bookshelf. So that you don't have to feel weird about, like, if you're somebody that doesn't have have that many board games, and you want to put something like on your bookshelf and you've got like a very aesthetic, hipstery, trendy thing, you're not going to put out Quacks of Quedlinburg, as good of a game as it is, on your bookshelf. But like Monikers, like Wavelength, like those have beautiful covers on them. I'd put it on my bookshelf for everybody to see.
Couldn't agree more. They're definitely onto something here. And I feel like these are designs made outside of the board game world, you know? There's like cover art that gets designed by a board game artist, and no shade, no flame to board game artists, but they're coming from a perspective of like, this is the way the board games look. This is the way that the cover needs to be designed. It needs to be illustrated. It needs to, be busy. Whereas this is like, it's like a Target design. This is like coming from outside of the board game art space, I feel like. And it feels really refreshing. I feel like other companies take notes, This is very good. I like CMYK games. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. This is what I want. Okay, this I need to take notes, okay? This is what I need Studio Spicy to look like.
I don't disagrry. Not that I think there's anything wrong with Studio Spicy, but I just think they've got a nice website and their games are really pretty right now. So
Yep. Very, very nice. Huge fan.
Also, the dice on the logo for Spots is so fun. I truly love that.
Yeah. That's very cute. Yeah, they just got a good design team. This is all just like, yeah, very clever, very not too board gamey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No notes. I've got nothing to say.
Mhm.
I like
No
CMYK. All right. You want to do? Okay, we have to do at least one more because there is a game on this list. I don't know. We could save it for another time. It's going to be
No,
on
do
the
it. Do
crowdfunding
it.
countdown for a little
I saw
bit.
what it was. Do it.
You saw? All right. Do we want to talk about? Okay, this is sort of on the other end of the spectrum. This is the opposite end of the CMYK games spectrum. If CMYK games is on one side, then on the other side we have this game is shit. Okay, and I'm pardon my French, guys. I'm sorry. It's just that's what the game is titled, and Board Game Geek once again doesn't disappoint with. I mean, what can you say except their moderation team is on it, right?
I want to say that I want you to know that's not a real picture. That's a render. That first picture.
Oh yeah, true. I wasn't even paying attention, but yeah, you're right. It's not even a
That is
good
a
render.
It's a blender render.
A blender
Yeah.
render. They could have done a better job. They could have beveled these edges. They didn't even try. They didn't even try, dude. What do you even expect though when the game is called? This game is shit. That's just gross. This is just gross. Why? I don't know how they're
Poop trends
allowed.
really upset me. For those unaware, I spend my days working doing like back of house logistics and management stuff for like an arcade and mini golf place, and I like keep putting my foot down because like prizes that are really popular right now are like poop themed prizes. Like young kids love these like poop themed board games and like toys that are in the shape of poop or like candies that are in the shape of poop. And I'm like, no, why? We don't need that. We don't need that.
We can do better. We can do better than the poop jokes.
Yeah.
108 backers, $5,000. I mean, obviously it's not even doing that well. So I think the gamers are on our side for this one. Yeah, I mean, what is there to say? I don't even really care about the game. I'm just more interested in talking about it like as a...
Well, for one, you can't even read Italian, so what do you know about the game?
Yeah, nothing, I guess. There's some of this was in English.
Oh.
Right? Oh, no, it's literally all in Italian. Okay. Oh, gosh. Here's what I want to do. I want to start a Kickstarter campaign called... the project will be called Fire the Board Game Geek Mods. And the maximum pledge will be 1 penny. And the stretch goal, the funding goal will be 1 penny. And so anybody that backs it, if we get 100 people to back it, will be 1,000% funded in minutes. And we'll pitch it as a board game. We'll list it as a board game on Kickstarter. And then we'll just see. Okay? We'll see if the Board Game Geek mods are actually asleep at the wheel or not. You know? We'll see if they actually do any moderation. That's a that's a poop joke for anybody paying attention. We'll see if they actually do any moderation or if you can just get anything on here. I mean, we've seen poop, we've seen phallic imagery, we've seen I mean, there's just all kinds of heinous stuff on the crowdfunding countdown of Board Game Geek. So, what won't they list? You know what I mean? Is there a line in the sand? Is there anything that they won't let slide?
Yeah.
I'd love to find out.
I just want everyone to do better.
Yeah.
So I just have a deep parental disappointment for all parties involved. For the people that genuinely took the time to make a poop themed game, for Kickstarter for being like, yeah, sure, for Board Game Geek for being like, yeah, I'm just like, come on, man.
Yep, totally agree. Let's do better, guys.
Also, it's like, scroll back down to where it is on the crowdfunding countdown. Like, it's taking a closer spot away from like a game that's coming after that looks like people put a lot of work into it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's after this game, Outbreak, but Outbreak itself, you know.
Yeah. And even in some ways, this game next to it, Christmas Movie Magic, I feel like that could even fall into the same category, right? Like, do we really need this on the crowdfunding countdown list of Board Game Geek? I mean, clearly this is just like, there's no game here. I should look at the project before I say that. But my assumption is...
Gizmo Board Game says, I can't blame Board Game Geek. They just list what exists, which is true. To a certain extent, they are just like a informational... They're like a wikia. They just house... They're just a database. That's the word I'm looking for. They're just a database for games.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want to run my little experiment, though. I want to see if they actually will just list anything. I mean, is the process of the hotness list literally just scraping the board game category on Kickstarter with zero moderation, and they'll put literally anything on that list onto Board Game Geek? Or is there like actually like some line in the sand where they won't?
I don't know.
This?
Now that you're on this game, if this game is like a drinking game or something that you play while watching Hallmark Christmas movies, I'm actually kind of intrigued by this concept.
Okay. Well, this is why I said I should. Do you want to watch the video?
Yeah, is there a video? Sure.
There's a video. We love a good video.
If you're anything like me, you've
hilarious.
always wanted to turn feel-good Christmas movies into a cutthroat competition. To crush your enemies. To see them driven before you. And to hear the lamentations of your family as you are rightfully crowned the Christmas champion!
Yikes. Hi, we're the Finks. Last year, after watching 32
That's funny.
Christmas movies, my
That's too
husband
many Christmas
decided
movies.
he needed a
It
drinking
is.
game.
But we wanted a game we could play too.
So like the love child between a handsome prince and a scrappy small-town reporter with big dreams, Christmas Movie Magic was born.
Christmas Movie Magic is the first ever card game that you play while you're watching Christmas movies.
That can't be true. That can't be true. There's got to be other card games out there that you play while you watch Christmas movies.
I mean, it does say, based on a
okay.
hastily conducted Google search, please don't sue us, so...
Okay, well.
Each player...
Sam, you're going to hand me, but they're
gets a card in
slowly
their
winning
hand
me
to
over.
introduce the spot in the Christmas movie.
All right.
When you
I'll
have
give him a
matched,
chance.
Pull it out and put it into your personal deck.
If you get stuck with a card in your hand that you don't think is going to be in the movie, you can discard it at any time.
But be careful.
All discards go face up into a big, messy pile. When one of those cards shows up later in the movie, the first person to yell,
Christmas magic! Aww.
and grab the card gets to keep it in their personal stack.
When the movie ends or you run out of cards, tally up the score and crown the Christmas champion. So, snuggle up with your loved ones and get ready to play the most wonderful stocking stuffer of the year.
And now it's your turn to help. We're launching our Kickstarter as a Christmas in July celebration.
Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa, we get special effects?
This
We
game
finished the
is kind of
design.
funny.
The only thing left is your support,
And your money.
so that we can print and deliver it to you in time for the holidays.
We promise to deliver a new holiday tradition right to your doorstep so that when Santa squeezes his big fat ass down your chimney,
Oh my
you'll
God,
find
in front of the
jolliest bunch
kids?
of assholes this side of the nut
What
house.
is happening?
It's from a movie, guys. Have a Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I was about to say, my only thing with this is that, one, I'm with you, Gizmo. If you've seen a Christmas movie a million times, you know exactly what's going to happen, so you know what cards will be in it and not in it. And two, it also just sounds a little boring.
Yeah.
I like the concept of it a lot. Like, I think the concept is a 10. Genuinely, like, I think it's like my mom is obsessed with these Hallmark Christmas movies. So I would love to be doing something.
You do kind of need an auxiliary activity when the Hallmark Christmas movie is on,
when the Hallmark
anyways.
Christmas movie is on. It's just not a very engaging game now that it's been described to me. I'm like, oh, when a thing happens, I put it down and I get points for it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the campaign. I take back what I said. You know, it should stay on the crowdfunding countdown. It's clearly like a board game loving family trying to do like a.
Can you go to the section where it says, "Did your kid drop the F-bomb?"
Yeah, can. Mother friendly. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
that's pretty funny. All right, Fink and Fink.
I like what they're doing here. Not a game that I would play. Not super interested in it myself, but I fully walk back my statement that they should be removed from Kickstarter's crowdfunding countdown.
Yeah. I do think what's very funny is that this game was like they're talking about they've done play testing for it, and this game was play tested. Obviously, its inception was during Christmas last year, but it's releasing assumedly in March or April. They kept dragging people over to watch Christmas movies, which is like, yeah, I really have to love you if I'm watching Christmas movies for you in April to play test your game.
Yeah. Yeah, that takes a special someone. All right, Christmas Magic can stay.
Is it Spellstone's time?
Yeah, I think it's Spellstone's time. Yeah, we're an hour on the dot, Arl. Can you believe that?
Woo.
Your instincts were tingling. You could tell that it's time to move on. I feel like an hour is a good amount of time to spend on this. Each day. Maybe even too much. I don't know. We're just having fun. We're having so much fun with this that it's hard to want to. Yeah. All right, but you're right. It is Spellstone's time. So without further ado, look at that. Look how prepared I am, guys. Can you tell that I've been streaming for a while now? Can you tell I've done this like 6 times before?
Oh, I guess I should get it.
Yeah. Arl, on the other hand. Arl has some stuff to figure out still.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get in here? I think you can just join, right?
Well, I mean, we'll see.
We will see. So while Arl is joining, let me kind of explain what's going on here. So we're going to play Spellstones today, but before we play Spellstones, we're actually going to play Cuddle. And in order to explain Spellstones, Cuddle is kind of an integral part of that explanation anyways. So Cuddle is a card game, playing card game, dating back to at least the 1970s, that is credited as being the first example of card battling mechanics in a game. So when we think of card battling, we are thinking of a lot of like trading card games, games like not exclusively trading card games, but for the most part, you see it in that area. And this is supposed to be the first game that ever had mechanics like that. It wasn't. Usually when you think of like the first game of that genre, people think of Magic the Gathering. And Magic was the first trading card game. But before Magic existed, this game had mechanics that are a little bit similar to Magic. Now, it's worth noting that Richard Garfield, the designer of Magic, says that he had not heard of Cuddle before designing Magic. He did not play it. He has since played it and thinks that it's, a neat design. But it was not the inspiration for Magic the Gathering, I guess, is the important takeaway there. It's just a coincidental... there's some coincidental similarities between the two. We'll say that. So that's what Cuddle is. Spellstones is a thing that I made to kind of modernize Cuddle a little bit. So I found out about Cuddle last year sometime and played it, thought it was cool, but thought that having to memorize the text that's supposed to go on these cards So there's like text tied to the different different numbers and faces of cards. They all do different things, and having to like kind of memorize that is that's obviously the biggest hurdle to playing this game. It's really hard to just memorize all that. You have to constantly refer back to the rules. So it started as, I want to play this game, but I don't want to have to memorize these rules. I'm going to print the text on a deck of cards. So I did that. And then as I was doing it, I was like, well, we should put some art on these cards too. Why not, right? And then I was like, well, if I'm going to put the art on the cards and put the text on the cards, I might as well like update it a little bit to like kind of fit my gaming sensibilities. And so anyways, one thing led to another, and eventually I had like a new, I say new, it is still like heavily based off of Cuddle, but there's, you know, some new stuff going on in these cards. So we'll have a look at it. We'll look at some of them real quick. So, you know, we got stuff like this. I mean, it does kind of look like Magic cards. A disclaimer before we get into it. Yes, this is AI artwork. This is a project that I threw together very quickly over the course of, you know, a week or two. I do not plan to offer this for sale at any point. I'm not going to produce this game. I'm not going to, you know, charge money for people to download this game. In fact, it's up on my website right now for free. The ethos behind it is it's like, you know, an update to a classic card game that I want everybody to, you know, be able to enjoy. And I feel like in this instance, it's better to have, you know, this kind of artwork than no artwork on the cards. So that's my take on it. I, you know, would not use AI artwork in a project that I plan to do anything with, really. So anyways, yeah, that's the disclaimer. Hopefully it sits well with everybody. I feel like we're on the right side of things. I feel like this is a good use case for AI art, but you know, feel free to disagree with me. That's fine. Your opinion is valid. I don't want to I don't want to play too much defense for it here. I understand that like it is a big hot topic in the industry right now. So anyways, that's Cuddle, or that's Spellstones. But before we play Spellstones, we're going to play Cuddle. Arl, I see your hand hovering over this.
I'm reading it right now. I'm going through it quickly while you were describing things.
Okay. I will explain the rules to you. If that's going to be easier for you.
Sure.
This PDF is here mostly just for my own reference, because I don't even remember what all these cards are supposed to do. We're mostly looking at the one-off effects section of this little PDF thing. So anyways, that's here for reference if we need it. But the way this works is very simple. We just deal out. So one of us is going to start. The other one's going to play second. The person who starts to get 6 cards. The person who plays second gets 7. So I'll deal you 7 and me 6. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. Okay. Those can all go into your hand.
That's not what the setup for Cuddle says. Not to be
Is it not?
argumentative.
What?
Says the dealer deals 6 cards to himself and 5 to his opponent.
Oh. What? Oh, and then his opponent starts probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, put a card from your. You can have 6. I'll have 5. I guess you should have dealt this, but you know, who cares? I don't care.
Whatever. I don't care.
All right. So now we're just going to take turns going back and forth. The object of the game is to score 21 points. 21 points. The way that you score points is by playing cards as points. So any card with a number on it, and also aces, can be played for points. So cards that you play for points, you're going to put down in front of you, right here, face down, obviously, and it's worth that many points. So this would be worth 3 points. This would be worth 2 points, so on and so forth. You want to get to 21. As soon as you get to 21, you win immediately. That's one way to play cards. The other way to play cards is as effects. So every card in the deck can be played as an effect. Some of them are one-off effects, which you can think of as like spell casts or trainer cards in Pokemon or whatever. You play it and you discard it, and it's done. It's gone from your hand. And it has an effect, and those effects are listed on this rule sheet here. There are some cards that stay in play. So those are called like lasting effects or something in this. I forget how they...
Permanent effects.
Permanent effects, sure. So permanent effects you're going to get played like up here. Okay, so there's like your backline here. These are your points. These are your permanent effects up here. For the most part, it's just the face cards that are permanent effects. The 8 is the exception to that. I don't ask me why. I think it's because the 8 looks like glasses, is what they say.
You're
in
not
the
reading
rules.
that, and I think that's very funny, actually.
That's pretty funny, yeah. So permanent cards like do basically what it says on the tin. They're going to stay in play. They're permanent. They have lasting effects. They can be removed. There's some cards that let you remove those cards. There's cards that let you remove your opponent's cards back here, points cards as well. That's basically it. So the 3 actions that you have on your turn are play a card as an action or a permanent, play a card as points, or draw a card. So there's no natural card draw in this game. You have to spend your turn to draw a new card from the deck if you need new cards. I think that's it. We could probably just hop in and start playing here. You'll see, I think, immediately why this Spellstones deck got made once we start playing, because it's going to take us like 5 minutes to even figure out what the cards in our hands do. So
Yeah.
I will do some light reading here real quick and get back to you shortly when I have a play that I want to make. Okay.
I like that you're like, you'll see shortly why this game is better with cards that have things. And you're like, anyway, I'm going to go read silently for a little bit.
Yeah, dude. You see what I
It's
mean?
like, I think I'm seeing pretty shortly.
Yeah. All right, I'm playing this as points. I've got 6 points. Your turn.
Okay. Well, I'll see you in a second. Hang on.
It's okay. Oh, I gotta turn the lo-fi back on for this.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can't just be having dead air.
Okay. I am going to use a one-off effect
Okay. Let's see it.
for my 7, which
Oh my
is
gosh,
to
what does
draw
that
a
do?
card and play it however you wish.
Oh, okay.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a gamble.
Yeah, I totally agree. How would you like to play that too?
Let me permanent table or oh god. Black Infinite's one.
I think you can basically only play this as
I'm
points.
just gonna play this space points. I'm gonna take 2 points.
Yeah.
Cool. I traded in 7 points and
Yeah,
I got
obviously
2
you haven't
points
played this
for it.
game before, dude.
yeah.
You got some learning to do. That's not a great
All
card
right.
to play. I'm gonna draw a card. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to play this for 10 points.
10 points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play my jack to steal that from you.
That's kind of messed up.
I agree. It's kind of a rude way to play, but hey, I didn't make this game.
Okay. Cool.
Your turn.
Do. Okay, I am going to. Seems contradictory, but I'm going to play my 9 for its one-off effect to return a permanent effect card to its controller's hand.
Oh, yeah. So this goes back to my hand, and then you
Yeah.
steal this 10
then
back?
I get control of it again, yeah.
All right. Well, here's why I think that's a bad card, is because I'm just
Is
going to
it
play this
because
10.
you're just going to do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Much to
I
think
assume
about.
that that's how that is played. I don't...
Return any permanent effect card to its controller's hand where multiple jacks are stacked on a point card, so it's under your opponent's control. You may use a 9 to return one of the jacks to your hand. With one jack removed, the point card is then moved to your side of the table. That's the only thing it says on it.
Yep.
So, yeah. That is wild. Well, I'm going to draw a card.
Okay. I will... Oh, hold on. I think I can just, let me see what this does. Hold on. Quick reading. Okay, yeah, I'm going to play a king, and that reduces the number of points I need to win to 14, and I have 16 points, so I win the game.
Oh. Well, GG.
Yep, GG. So that's Cuddle.
Okay.
That's how these games go sometimes. Sometimes you're just kind of playing cards and you don't really have anything to do, and then your opponent wins out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think that the idea here is that you're going to play like several games of this, because they usually go pretty quick once you are done like memorizing what all the cards do. Yeah, oops, I win. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, TJ. TJ gets it. TJ's a big Magic guy. He understands how this goes. So anyway, do you want to play this again? Or should we move on to...
Well, let's play Spellstones. Let's play the game that you...
Yeah, let's see if Spellstones does it any better. Let's see what you think of this. Now, I will say... Well, no, actually I won't say. We're just going to go into this totally blind. The rules are the same. So you could do two things on your turn. Basically, you can draw a card, or you can play a card. There's two ways to play cards, either as points or as actions. The cards are actually divided up into actions and, let's find one, champions. So champions are the permanent cards. Actions are the play and discard cards. I think that's basically the only distinctions that I need to make.
Okay.
I think that's basically it. So some of the cards are different. Obviously that 9 card that you played, I changed that because that's kind of a silly design.
Did you keep the 8 with glasses though?
Yep, I kept the 8. Well, it's not glasses anymore. You'll see.
What?
You'll see. Okay,
Oh,
chill out,
ableist.
dude. You'll see. Ableist. Interesting way to spin that.
Gears of War, yeah, definitely done that before, and they do this, and ends the game.
5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, Brian gets it. Spellstones is not too different in that way. That does definitely still happen in Spellstones sometimes. But, well, let's just play. We'll find out pretty quickly, I think. So you've got 6 cards. I've got 5. I'm going first here. And I'm going to start off by playing a villager to draw 2 cards. Your turn.
Sorry, one of my cards spawned upside down. I don't know why, but
Oh, interesting.
didn't even know that you could do something like that when virtually shuffling something, but here we are.
It's probably my bad. I probably dealt it to you weird.
Let's see.
There might be one typo in here. I'm not sure. I have to... All right, let me search the deck real quick. See if I need to clarify something. Nope, I don't. It's good.
I'm going first.
Yep. Well, no, I already played my first card.
Oh,
I
what
played,
you do?
I played Villager to draw 2 cards.
Oh, okay. I am going to be a dick and play my vampire to make you discard 2
Oh,
cards.
that's so mean. That's so mean, dude.
You get nothing.
I'll discard a conjurer. And I'll discard... Oh, gosh. I like all my other ones. I'll discard Battle Mage. Okay, I'm gonna play a Conjurer, which says when I play an action card, I can play an additional action card. Not in the original game, by the way. In the original game, the 7 is a one-off effect. It says, oh yeah, you played this one. Draw a card, play it immediately, however you wish. So, kind of in the same vein as the original text. Letting you play extra cards.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
You back?
Hi. Sorry. Yeah, my internet just completely cut out for a second.
Interesting. Okay.
That was on me. I am
You're
joining
good.
back.
That's on you. Unless you
car-
kick the table.
I did not. So the card that you played is this is me. Thanks. The card that you played. This is for action. This is for an action or just for.
This is just for actions. So when I play a card as an action, I can play an
Okay.
additional card.
Okay.
An additional action card, I should specify.
So you've gotten rid of one-off cards in this version.
They're action cards now.
Okay.
Action cards are one-off effects.
Yeah.
Champions are the permanent cards.
I am going to play my undead to put a card from the scrap pile in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this battle mage,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
Sounds good. I will I want to play Queen. Your turn.
I am going to scrap your queen with my battle mage.
Oh shoot. That's pretty rude. I'm gonna
And
draw a
then
card.
Does this get discarded?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay.
So action cards, when you play a card as an action, you discard it immediately after.
Okay, so action's a one-off.
Yes.
And then got it. Okay.
Yes. It's your turn, I think.
Oh, what did you?
I drew a card. Sorry, I should have.
Oh, I'm so
I should have
sorry.
said that.
I was like, damn, it's a really bad turn. I'm gonna play my dragon for points to get 6 points.
Oh, okay. It's 9 points actually. You flip it upside down. See how that works? All the cards that are worth points have the points on the bottom,
Oh,
but they're upside down. So
no, I didn't actually realize that at all.
maybe you know what? My bad. That's probably would have been a good thing to point out. So I
Yeah,
was explaining the
that
game.
makes
Okay.
sense though, because then it's easy for the opponent to read how many points you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just thought the conjurer was a big L. You know.
Take this L, King. I'm drawing a card.
Okay. I will also draw a card.
Okay. I am going to. Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm gonna play this queen.
Okay. I will play my other dragon for points.
Oh my gosh, that's so many points. Well, I gotta steal one of those.
What? All right. Well, that's the jack
Yep,
we written.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Much to think about. All right, I'm gonna draw a card.
Okay. All right, check this play out. Undead.
Okay.
Put a card from the scrap pile into your hand. I'm going to take this villager. And then because I have Conjurer in play, I'm going to play an additional action card to play that and draw 2 cards.
Wow. Pretty good. Pretty good action economy.
Thank you. Action economy.
I'm going to play my Undead and take this Conjurer.
Ooh. That's a good card. I
Yeah.
like the Conjurer. I will draw a card.
Okay. I will play Conjurer for points.
Oh, okay. Does that put you with 16 now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will play Villager to draw 2,
Okay.
and then I will play Vampire to have you discard 2.
Okay. We'll card my Vampire and my Colossus.
Okay.
And I will return the favor from last game and play a king and win the game.
Oh, and you win the game. Wow, that's actually exactly the same cards, I think.
Oh, wow.
that I won with last game. Right, 16 points. And you also have 16 points. Yeah, look at that. Okay.
That's
Well,
great.
incredible.
Cool.
Well, that's Spellstones. What do you say we play one more time?
Yeah.
They go pretty quick. They go quick when you don't have to read.
Yeah, they go much quicker when I have to stare at a manual.
Yep. Agreed. That is the main improvement, I would say. You want to go first this time?
Sure.
2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6.
All right. What are we working with? Oops.
Got a pretty diabolical hand brewing over here.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards.
Oh yeah, there's definitely still some reading, Brian. For sure. Yeah, it's a convenience thing.
Brian, I could not read any of these cards and just play because the pictures are pretty, and there's still a maybe 8 or 9% chance I could win this game. Don't listen to Sam at all. It's your turn.
Yeah, I'll also do that. Seems like kind of the objectively best first turn play, if you have it.
I am gonna play Vampire for points.
Oh, okay. Remember to rotate these. Yeah, I'll play Dragon for points.
Whoa, Dragon for points.
It's a lot
Big
of points.
points.
I agree.
All right. Well, I gotta go to DEF CON 4, so I'll play Dragon for points.
Oh. I'll play Fiend to steal your dragon.
Okay. I'll play Fiend to steal your dragon.
No.
Yeah, you thought I couldn't do it. You thought I wasn't capable.
All right, we'll check this out. I'll play Fiend to steal your fiended dragon.
What?
How about that?
Oh man, I don't have a contingency for that. There's only only one thing left to do, and that's
Don't you
play
dare
rogue.
scrap all champions and play.
Scrap all spellstones, yeah.
Oh, spellstones. Okay, that is the nuclear option.
Yeah. Because that gets rid of your spellstones, right? And
It does.
my
Yeah.
spellstones. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah. Yeah. A bit of a stalemate there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oops, sorry.
Go for it. I'll play dragon for points.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way, bro.
Are you kidding me? You telling me this man fucking shuffled this fair? He's got. First off, I literally know in a deck of cards there's only 4 of each one, and you've got like 6 dragons in your hand right now.
I do 2. I had 2 dragons, okay? And I told you at the outset that I had diabolical hand in front of me. So
I'm drawing 2 cards.
yeah, Scryer's points. For those of you watching along at home, that's 17 total points out of 21.
Do okay. Does like a card in play is a card for points, or is that different?
Yeah, cards that are points are in play.
Okay. So by playing Battle Mage to scrap any champion card in play, I can scrap your Scryer.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, that was my question. So
yeah, I think the ethos behind this is like cards that are played as a champion, but I don't want to Calvin ball you here, so you can scrap
well, that's what I was
That's
curious
fine.
about. I didn't know. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna be evil and play vampire. So just go ahead and discard your hand for me.
Okay.
Oh, double conjurer! Wow.
Double conjurer. I'm gonna draw a card. I don't know if that seems,
Didn't see that one coming.
like the right move, but that's what I'm gonna do.
I will also draw a card.
I will draw another card.
I will draw another card.
I will draw another card.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Chat, what should I do here?
This is another example of Play Games cheating, asking chat what to do.
Bail me out, chat. I mean, he's obviously stream sniping me, so I think I'm even still screen sharing, so I'm making it easy for you. Just go ahead and turn that off. Yeah, sure.
Sure,
buddy.
As you can see, it's a 1-to-1 game. Things are getting very tense right now. Friendships are collapsing in real time.
All right, I'm gonna draw the whole deck into my hand.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Oops. Well, I guess it's in my hand now, so might as well play.
I'm gonna play a vampire, so you can discard 2 cards.
Oh, you're the worst. Oh, that's just so mean. All right. After I just spent all those turns drawing these cards.
If you just spent all those turns begging chat for your help.
Listen, I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I lose in my own game that I didn't design.
It's your turn. Yeah.
I think I drew a card, so it's your turn.
Did you? Okay.
Well, unless you just drew another card.
Another card. I'm gonna play Conjurer for points.
Oh, I see. Okay. I will. Okay. Don't hover over my hand. Don't look at my cards.
You literally know I can't look at your cards.
I don't know. Your turn.
I'm gonna play my Undead to get a card from here.
Okay.
Know what
Which
I want.
card will it be?
Yeah. Have some fun and steal a fiend.
Oh.
Sorry, I should clarify. The fun is for me, not for you.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. I'll draw a card.
Okay. I will also draw a card.
Okay. Play Battle Mage's points.
Okay. I'm gonna take your dragon.
Okay. I'm gonna play Warrior to scrap all champions in play.
Okay.
Scraps the Fiend, and I'll take the dragon back.
Does this also scrap Conjure for points?
It's not supposed to.
Okay.
Again,
Okay.
the thought is supposed to be that it scraps all cards that are in play as a champion. Not
Yeah.
just all cards that have the champion tag. That should be clarified, probably.
Yeah, I would clarify that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw a card.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm going to play Fiend. Steal your Conjurer.
Cool.
That's game.
Thanks. That is game.
All right, well, that's Spellstones. Yeah. GG.
No,
GG
the
indeed.
22. You would have lost blackjack. I do want to point that out.
Oh, true. Yeah, maybe that should be a rule, is that you have to hit exactly 21. Certainly
Could be a
change the
variant.
game. Okay,
Could
what do
be-
you think? I think we've seen enough of Spellstones. We get how it's going. What are your thoughts here?
I think it's good. I think that, like, actually, I need to look at more of the cards, if that's all right.
Yeah,
Seen
absolutely.
that card. Seen that card. I feel like there's a couple of cards I just haven't seen.
There's not
Maybe
that
I'm
many in
wrong.
here. I think there's 14
Oh,
total
I've
cards.
seen every card. I guess I've seen every card.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, things have also, like, okay, I think the 9 of returning a permanent card to its controller's hand is obviously not a great card.
Yep.
How
I-
many of the other cards have changed? Because it seems like a couple have changed.
Yes, a couple have changed. I'll go through all the changes. So
Yeah.
let's just go in order. Rogue
Yeah.
is 1. I think that is unchanged. Scrap all Spellstone cards in play. That's the
Yeah,
ace.
scrap-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warrior, I think, is unchanged. Scrap all champion cards in play.
Or block an opponent's effect.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I moved that to 6 to the Battle Mage. So, in addition to the effect that 6 used to have, it also has the block and effect of an opponent's action card.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is one change. You can put that in the change file over here. In fact,
In
we
the
can put
change
2.
log.
We'll put 2 in the change file as well,
Okay.
because it did fundamentally get changed. This is unchanged. This is changed. 4 is... Oh, no, 3 is undead. That is unchanged, I think.
Yep.
Put a card into the... Yeah.
Yep.
4 is vampire. That is
4 is
unchanged.
unchanged. Yep.
5...
5 is unchanged.
Where is 5?
5 is your...
Is there not a 5? Oh, yeah, right. Oh, there's the discard pile. Villager. Where's Villager? Oh my gosh. Okay, there's Villager. Unchanged?
Yeah.
Right?
That's unchanged, yeah.
Okay, 6
5
is
is
changed. 7 is changed.
Okay, yeah.
8
What
is
was your... What's your damage with 7?
Okay, so 7 in the original rule says draw a card and play it immediately however you wish.
Yeah.
I felt like I was always playing 7 as points. There was like almost never a reason to play it as an action. It was like almost always just going to be better as points. Sometimes you would luck out, but your odds of usefulness are much higher playing it as points than they are playing it for the action card.
Yeah.
Especially
Now,
when it
just to
consumes your whole turn, you know?
Just to clarify, when you play an action card, you may play an additional action card. Both of those are only for the action and not for
Yes,
points.
when you play them as an action card. Yeah, so you couldn't play an action card as points and then play another action card as points. Yeah, obviously that would be busted.
Okay.
I was afraid that this was going to be busted. And initially, I had a clause on it that said, like, you can't play Spellstone cards while this is in play. But it came back to the same spot where I was just like never playing it because it wasn't worth playing. So I took it off with the fear of it being a little imbalanced, but I feel like it's actually not that broken. Because first of all, you don't usually have like just an abundance of action cards in your hand. So you'll take a turn to play this card, and then like maybe you'll have one pop off turn afterwards where you're able to play 2 action cards. But then you have to spend some turns drawing cards in order to refill your hand to get more action cards. You can play 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking behind Conjurer. I also wanted to have another champion in the game. I wanted there to be one more card with a permanent effect.
Yeah.
Just because there was like not that many of them beforehand, so
Yeah, sure.
I feel like it evened out the distribution a little bit. So that's my thinking behind it. Anyways, yeah, moving on. 8 is unchanged. That's the sorcerer, wizard, whatever. Where is she?
I don't think we had any in the deck. Does this deck not have them?
No, they're for sure in here. They're for sure in here, right?
I did not get one the entire game.
I think I played one as points at one point. There they are, Scryer.
Okay. Oh, it's the Scryer. Okay.
Yeah, right. That is unchanged. Although I will say, I would be open to changing this. I feel like this is not a very interesting effect.
I actually think it is a good effect.
Oh, you like it? Okay.
I think it completely changes the whole game early game if somebody plays one, and then you have to think about like, you know, if you get a, you know, like a 9, do you want to use it for points or do you want to use it to get your secrecy back
Yeah.
for your plays?
Yeah, that's that's fair. Especially with the 9, it makes sense. Yeah, secrecy's worth something. So, I find myself rarely playing this for the ability. I'll usually just play it as points if I get it. But yeah, I agree that there's some intrigue there.
I think there's something to
The
it.
9 is the dragon that has been changed. So now it's, instead of putting it into
Well, mine
the
needed it.
owner's hand,
Yeah.
you can put it into your hand.
Put
So
any champion card in play into your hand. So yours or an opponent's champion.
yeah, you could use this in theory to pick up your Scryer that you have in play and then play
Yeah.
it as points the next turn.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not sure why you wouldn't just play the dragon as points at that point, but yeah, there's
the Jack-
definitely times
Jack
where I
is the
use this
same.
though.
Jack is the same. Jack is the fiend.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh my god. I didn't mean to take that.
Get that out of your hand. Just the same. Here, let's grab all these. Move them up a little bit.
Queen is the same.
Yes, Queen is the same. King is the same. And Colossus is an addition.
Yeah.
We'll put this in the different pile.
All of your cards
Queen
in
is the
play
same.
except the target multiple cards.
So
I never knew when to use Colossus.
Yeah, so Colossus is sort of the opposite of the Queen, where the Queen protects you from cards that target a single card. And I felt like
Sure.
it was weird to have a card in the deck that protects you from single cards, but not one that protects you from cards that target multiple cards. So I added Colossus in as an additional thing. Oh, and also to put more champion cards in the deck as well.
What targets multiple cards? The rogue? The one?
The rogue, the warrior, says scrap all champions, I think, or all spellstones.
Yeah.
There's one other, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's just those two. Yeah, that might just be those two. And the queen will protect you from fiend, from battle mage, and from one other thing, I think. Yeah, what else? Oh, maybe it's from the dragon. From the dragon.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, that is outlined in the little rules book that I put together, like exactly what each of those cards protects you from.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, it is a little unclear, I guess, which card specifically that's good against. So, added that to the rules book. But yeah, that's you can see there's 5 cards basically that I changed, and it's to various degrees too. I would say that the change to the warrior and the battle mage is pretty small. Change to the dragon's pretty small. Conjurer and Colossus are really the 2 big changes in the deck.
Yeah, to me, I think the Conjurer. Wait, is it? I think it. I mean, yeah. I don't think it's that bad though. I don't think the changes are that severe.
No, I don't think so either. The ethos behind the card remains, I think, where like in this version, the old version, the 7 is supposed to be about like, playing extra cards and sort of doing something unexpected. And I think the Conjurer still kind of plays to that same strategy. We're gonna get to play extra cards on your turn. So, anyways, that's Spellstones. I feel like I had something else I wanted to say about it. Oh yeah. So anyway, back to the old version for a quick second. I think as I played this more, and as I sort of messed with some of the effects here, I came to realize that I think the design ethos here is that the weaker cards have stronger effects, and the stronger cards have weaker effects. Which kind of railroads you into playing the weak cards for their effects and the strong cards as points. Sorry, when I say strong cards, I mean like high number value.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, the high number value cards have weak effects, and the low number value cards have strong effects. I think some of these changes mess with that a little bit, where the 2 is a little less strong now because it's not as versatile. The 6 is a little bit stronger because it is a little more versatile. The 9's effect is obviously a lot stronger now that you can pick up your opponent's cards. The 7's effect is a lot stronger. So anyways, that was kind of what I was aiming to change a little bit as I was making these changes. Just so you're not quite as... the game isn't telling you exactly how to play these cards in as much of a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A little more flexibility here. So yeah, that's the changes that I made, and that's the game as it plays. I will say that this isn't a game that I would like bust out on the regular.
Yeah, sure.
I think it requires a very specific context for me to want to play this game. It's to be like,
but also you're not selling the game.
I'm not selling the game, and I'm not even that big of a proponent of it. I feel like it's a fun little experiment. It's like maybe worth. I think some of the value even is in sort of a time capsule effect, where you're gonna. This is what games used to feel like to play back in 1970. Before they had this huge catalog of games and mechanics to reference, and board games have come a long way in the last 50 years. There's definitely better games out there now than there was back then. So but parts of it hold up. It can be fun. There is some fun to be had in playing it, and if you, dear viewer, feel like there's some fun to be had in playing it, then might I direct you to my website, spicy.com, sp1coi.com. This is the page right here, where you can navigate to the Games tab, and you can scroll down and you'll see that Spellstones is right there. You can click the link. You can scroll down, free download below, and there's the button where you can click this. It'll download the print and play PDF files straight to your computer for you to give it a shot yourself and play it at home and see what you think about this updated version of the classic card game of Cuddle. Probably I should put the TTS files, the tabletop simulator files, up there as well, because that's honestly an easier way to do this than printing out the cards and cutting them themselves. So
Yeah,
I
definitely.
guess look out for that update in the future. But yeah. Another thing. I think this is what I was going to say earlier. Another thing worth noting is that Spellstones is not the first game to take Cuddle and redesign it. There is a different game. I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but I'm going to try to find it on Board Game Geek. And I think so. If you go to the Cuddle page on Board Game Geek, I'm pretty sure it's linked as like related games. Fans also like. No, that's not it. Re-implemented by now? No. Okay. Maybe I can't find it. Anyways, there's another game out there that came out like not even that long ago, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, that is basically just Cuddle, but with it has like sort of a sci-fi time travel. You're like lost in a time vacuum, and you're having to like rebuild your time machine, and like playing cards as fuel cells or something else. Anyway, it is also basically just Cuddle, but with some similar changes and whatnot. So I thought that was an interesting thing. Yeah. Any closing thoughts here, Arl? We're early on the stream today. We've only gone 2 hours now.
Yeah.
We could call it here. We could talk a little more about Cuddle, maybe. We could play some Myth Mash. I did make some changes with Will last week. But I would also just be down to save that for another time. And
I'm down to save that for another time.
Yeah, let's do that. This feels like a good natural.
No, I mean, I think for what Spellstones is, like it's very good at what it does, you know?
Yeah. What does it do? What would you say it does?
I mean, it's just a quick little thing to try out. It's just a modern day recreation of a card game from the 70s.
Yeah.
Why are there 50 cards in this deck? Are 2 cards in a 52 card the Jokers? No. Yes?
No, that's a great question, actually. Hold on. What is going on here?
I knew there was cheating afoot.
Yeah, maybe I was cheating. Didn't even realize it. Because there's 10s in a 52 card deck.
Are there no 10s in Spellstones?
No, because there's no 10 effect. I guess the 10 just doesn't have an effect?
Huh.
That's pretty bizarre, actually. I don't know why I never
But also, then there should be 48 cards, shouldn't there?
Well, I added the Colossus.
Yeah, I guess 10 is too high of a point thing. Maybe that's what they don't. They
didn't even want to put a...
Because you play 2 10s and you basically win the game. So
yeah, true.
I guess that makes sense.
I am scratching my head here, trying to figure out where the card discrepancy comes from, because they should be identical.
I mean, if there's no 10s in the game, but then you're replaced with 4 Colossuses, there should still be 52 cards.
Yeah. What is going on here? Let me It's impossible to see with all these cards spread out. Maybe I forgot to bring 2 cards in. Oh, you know what? If I forgot them, I bet it's the Scryer. Because it seemed like we weren't seeing that card super frequently. So let me just do a quick scan through this deck. See if there's only 2 Scryers. Yep, there's totally only 2 Scryers. Okay, well that's what it is.
Well, that's why I said I wasn't seeing any Scryers.
You were right. You were right. You weren't gaslighting me.
No.
There were not very many of them in there. Dope. All right. Well, cool. I think that about does it for today.
Are you doing games tomorrow? Question mark or Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is Thursday. Yep.
Whew.
What are we doing here? I don't know. The honest answer is I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it too much.
Okay.
I will let you know as soon as I do know. In fact, maybe that's what we can do as we're winding down the stream here. Maybe we could talk about something, get a little plan in place for tomorrow. I'm down to just play Myth Mash tomorrow. If you want to do like a shorter afternoon stream. Although you work in the afternoon, so maybe it's not going to work.
I still work 10 to 3, so I
Okay.
cannot change that. I do not work on Friday. I have Friday off randomly. So
Yeah.
I don't know when your stream is on Friday for play games.
Well, Thursday is the day that we stream for play games.
Okay.
Friday, I'm up in Boulder playtesting some stuff with Mike Fitzgerald, famed game
When is
designer.
that, though? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's it's like 10 a.m. to, I don't know, whenever we finish up. We might finish up in time for me to be back here by like 2 or 3 or something like that. And we do like a later afternoon stream, perhaps. In fact, maybe that's the better play. Because then we're sticking to the same schedule at least.
Yeah.
The Wednesday, Friday schedule.
If interested, obviously we go through we check out Board Game Geek, we do Myth Match, that's the purpose of the thing. If interested, I do have a tiny surprise game I would love for you to try.
Oh, a surprise game, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's very intriguing, Earl, and I like that idea a lot. Why don't we plan on that?
Okay.
Why don't we plan on that?
Let's. I imagine the Board Game Geek hot list will not change exponentially between today and Friday.
Nope.
So we can give it a quick perusal on Friday. We can do an hour of Myth Mash so I can see these changes that have been made.
Sure.
Which actually,
we don't even have to do the Myth Mash stuff. Actually, we can jump straight into the mystery game if you want.
Sure,
I mean, unless we want to do like a longer stream on. I don't know if you have any plans later on in the. I don't want to take up your whole Friday evening. Mostly is what I'm concerned about.
I do have plans. That I would have to leave for around 8 o'clock.
Should be 6 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, maybe we skip the Myth Mash then and do do the mystery game.
Okay. All right. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit.
That's something we're gonna play on Steam, I assume. I'm gonna play on Steam.
It'll be on Steam. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I like that. Don't. I don't know if you're planning on like gifting it to me or something. Don't gift it to. Well, maybe you should gift it to the Play Games account. Let me get back to you on which account. Don't send anything to any accounts before.
I won't send anything anywhere.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, sick. Well, that sounds like a plan. I'm excited now. So we will stream. I'll let you know when I'm on my way back. It's like an hour drive, so I'll give you like at least an hour's heads up before we stream, and we'll try to do it as early in the day as possible. But I'm gonna guess it'll probably be about 3 my time, which would be 5 your time. Wait, does that even work? What time do you have to leave?
It's 5 my time. I don't have to leave until, let's say, 8. So maybe I should get off at like 7:30. So it's a 2.5 hour stream.
Okay. Yeah. That works. That will work. Excellent. I like it. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We got nice numbers going on the stream today. I think if we had been in the surely if we had been in the board game or tabletop simulator category, we would have been top of the charts. If you noticed, I have us in the board games category this time. So, in fact, maybe that's partly to blame. Not to blame. What's the word I'm looking for? Part of the reason why we have more viewers is because we're in a more populated category. So,
yeah.
Anybody joining us from the board games category, shout out. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you had fun. I know I had fun. I know Arl didn't have fun because I won every game of.
You did win every game.
Yeah. So
and you cheated and you removed cards.
And I stream sniped you.
More dragons. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, sorry.
It was bad.
But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. All right, that's gonna do it for me today. Thanks everybody once again, and I will catch you on Friday for some mystery gaming action. Ooh, what will it be? I don't know. It's so exciting. All right, cool. Take it easy, guys. Catch you next time. Peace out.